Hey, peace. Hey, knocking out this journal entry for today. Just vibe with me for a second. Peace. And welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Eric Talks. My name is Eric. This is my channel. It's my channel, so I'll talk about whatever I like and you'll watch. And maybe once you become a subscriber, I'll talk about something you like. So, what do I want to talk about today? I want to talk about the importance of eye contact. How often have you talked with someone who never looked at you during the entire length of the conversation? Or perhaps they met your gaze a few times, but then their eyes shifted back to their shoes or some point off in the distance? Well, I like to say the ability to make good eye contact is a social skill a lot of people struggle with, especially young men today. I've encountered enough gaze-averting middle-aged men to know that it's a multi-generational problem, and it's probably something men have always struggled with. Females on average are better at making and holding eye contact better than males, and in fact, it's been found that higher levels of testosterone a fetus is exposed to in the womb, the less eye contact they make as infants across genders. But just because making eye contact doesn't come naturally to us men doesn't mean we should just shrug our shoulders and accept this predisposition. The ability to make high levels of eye contact is a skill every person should have and every person should work on. It is shown to create some incredible benefits to the people that can execute on this. Numerous studies have shown that people who make higher levels of eye contact with others are perceived as being more dominant, more powerful, more warm, more personable, more attractive, valuable, more trustworthy, more honest, more sincere. I mean, the list goes on. More confident, more emotionally stable, and not only does increased eye contact make you seem appealing in pretty much every aspect and interaction that you make in your life, it improves the quality of the interaction. I mean, eye contact imparts a sense of intimacy in our exchanges and leaves the receiver of eye contact feeling more positive about the interaction they just made with us. They feel like they've connected with us. In short, making greater eye contact with others can increase the quality of all of our face-to-face interactions. I mean, being able to look at people and then look them in the eye and hold eye contact, I mean, it can help you network better. It can help you land that job. It can help you pitch an idea. Make a moving speech. Pick up the ladies. Intimidate your enemy, just like a boxer would do right before a fight. If a boxer's fighting and he's staring his opponent down and they look away, oh, he got the edge. I mean, the best part of this in improving your eye contact is something that we all can do relatively quickly and easily. Next week, in the second part of this talk, I'll cover the practical nuts and bolts of how to do just that and offer some really helpful eye contact tips for both general conversations and situational conversations geared around specific scenarios. But today, I like to begin with the exploration of why making good eye contact is so important in forming relationships with other people and why it could be so hard to do. Well, eye contact is vitally important for creating positive connections with others. Why does making eye contact with people have such a dramatic effect in improving uh, their perception of you? Uh, well, there are four main reasons why. Number one, our eyes were made to connect. It's easy to say why eyes of others capture our gaze. Well, they're free-forming orbs lodged in an otherwise stationary face. The eyes are really weird, but they also grab our attention for a reason. And that is because we're distinctly human. The human irises and pupils float around on a bright white background. And of the 220 species of primates, none of them have white pupils that are readily seen. Only humans. The whites of our eyes make it easy for others to see exactly what we're looking at and notice when we change our direction or attention. Anthropologists believe our uniquely human eyes evolved to help us achieve greater levels of cooperation and conversation with others, which is helpful in survival and building a civilization. All of which to say our eyes were made to communicate with each other. Number two, our eyes reveal our thoughts and feelings. You've probably heard the old expression, the eyes are the windows to the soul. While that may not be literally true, they do reveal a great amount of what we're thinking and how we feel from moment to moment. Think of all the eye-related expressions we have in our language. We're seduced by bedroom eyes. We're wary of shifty eyes. We're afraid of getting the evil eye. We're attracted to people who have kind eyes, and eyes that sparkle, and eyes that glow, and eyes that twinkle. While we're repelled by those who have dead and beady looking eyes. When someone is eager or peppy, we'll say something like, "Oh, they're bright-eyed," and when they're bored or when we describe their eyes as glazed over, they would appear to be a boring person. Love stories in both fiction and in real life very often begin with two pairs of eyes meeting across the room. Much credit is given to the idea that we can read someone from their eyes. And due to the fact that even when we hide what we're really thinking and feeling in our body language and our facial expressions, it's often still revealed through our eyes. This is why poker players often wear sunglasses in order to disguise their reactions to the hands they're dealt. So, I mean, we know this instinctively that our eyes can reveal our thoughts and emotions. It's a human instinct to look someone in the eyes in order to decipher what they're thinking. And this starts at a very early age, from around 9 to 18 months. Infants will begin looking at their parents' eyes to figure out what they're trying to say to them when their parents may have a blank expression on their face. And we continue to do this throughout the rest of our lives. Finally, we lend a lot of weight to eye contact in our interactions because it forms a simultaneous communication. You don't have to take turns expressing yourself as you do with talking. If you've had a whole mini conversation across a room with someone using only your eyes, you know exactly how this works. As a parent, I know if my kid is doing something they shouldn't, I can look at them and they'll know I shouldn't be doing that. They can tell by the expression in my eyes. Number three, eye contact shows attention. Sociologists tell us that people are starved for attention these days. Can anybody guess why? I'll tell you why. Technology. But that's a conversation for another time. Despite the fact that we're connected more than ever, folks are hungry for face-to-face interactions and someone to really sincerely listen to what they have to say. This hunger for attention can manifest itself in things like conversation narcissism. For example, if two people are talking, person one says something along the lines of, I'm feeling hungry right now. And person two says something like, oh, I just ate. Well, person two just shifted the response to themselves. An appropriate response to person one from person two would be something like, when was the last time you ate? That's a support response. There's other ways you can show your attention to someone with whom you're talking to by using support responses. And we do this all the time. Support responses such as nodding your head and saying and offering background acknowledgments and yes. Well, eye contact is another form of background acknowledgement, and very important one at that. It shows the speaker that you're tuned in to what they're saying, you're actually listening, and think of how crappy you would feel if you're talking to someone and they start looking around the room for someone else just to ditch you. It's not a good thing. The ability to give eye contact to someone as they speak is an especially powerful tool these days. It has become so common for people to break their gaze, to check their phone during a conversation, that giving someone your complete undivided attention can truly win them over. And they will be a lifelong friend if they know that you're listening to them. Number 4, eye contact creates an intimate bond. When I'm performing a task or feeling an emotion and you're observing me do so, like right now, the same neurons that are being lit up in my brain are actually being lit up in your brain at the same time just from watching me. This is made possible by the presence of mirror neurons in our brains, and the activation of these mirror neurons are especially sensitive to facial expressions. And you guessed it, eye contact. Have you ever been hit hard with an emotion after looking into someone's eyes after they've experienced something like maybe a loss or death? Eye contact creates moments when you're able to really feel what someone is feeling. It links us together. It links our emotional states and creates a layer of empathy and an intimate bond. This is why when we're interested in interacting with someone, we can show it through emotion and through our eyes. Interacting is something that we do in civilization every day, and the interaction is becoming less with technology. And this is why when we're interacting as our disembodied selves on the internet, it can be very easy to get angry and be hateful to people. But when you see someone face to face and you look them in their eyes, you often can get a sense of their humanity, and your anger greatly dissipates. Getting in sync with others, sharing our emotions, our feelings, showing attention, creating a bond. Eye contact is a truly powerful tool for connecting with others. Making eye contact isn't hard, but getting in sync with others and sharing our feelings, it can be hard, especially for men. While people like to see our eyes so they can get a handle on what we're thinking and how we're feeling from their side, revealing what's going on inside of our head can make us feel vulnerable. We avoid eye contact when we don't want people to take a closer look at us and see us more for who we are. This readiness can be rooted in several causes, from hiding deceit to masking emotions to insecurities. People with higher status make more eye contact when they're speaking to others, while those who feel that they're at a lower status will make less eye contact and be first to avert their gaze. When a person can't look anyone in the eye when they're speaking to them, it's often because they don't like, or they don't feel as if they're on the same level as the person they're talking to. This lack of confidence can be rooted in insecurities over maybe their physical appearance or their state of mind. A study was done where college students were shown faces which looked at the participants from different kinds of gazes, averted or direct. And the students then ranked the faces on whether they seemed approachable or avoidable. And then the survey was given to participants that evaluated their mental health. And the students who ranked the faces that had a direct gaze as approachable were found to be more emotionally stable than those who found the direct gazes avoidable. Another study specifically shown that people who suffer from depression, which can do a number on our personal selves and our confidence, are less likely to make eye contact with people. People will also avoid eye contact when saying sarcastic responses, as opposed to sincere. Sarcasm is often used by those who are too insecure to show aggression or state their opinion directly. It's kind of like it's a hidden response, read between the lines type of response. In the second series of this talk, I'll tell you more about the best ways to improve the quality of eye contact, and we'll get into the practical nuts and bolts, as I mentioned before, on how to make eye contact in the right way. But it should be obvious from this introduction that no amount of external fine-tuning of your gaze can compensate for unresolved internal issues that need to be fixed and addressed. You can force yourself to make eye contact with people even when you don't like it. But good eye contact is not just about quality. It's not just about quantity. It's about quality. People with kind eyes almost always are kind people. People with a twinkle in their eyes are almost always possessed with vitality. And those dead and beady eyes on the outside tend to be dead and beady-eyed in the inside. The foundation of good eye contact truly comes from within. Truly. The more you live a life of integrity, the easier it will be to look everyone you meet in the eyes and do it with confidence and a smile on your face. If you have questions or you just want to say hi, comment below. You can also contact me at www.icommandit.com. Until we meet again, stay awake, stay learning. This is Eric Talks signing off. Peace.